Hi everyone, it's Dusty here. We've got Peter or Funky Luff from Pixeleap Studios, who are making the game that you see on screen, Battlesouls. Say hello, say what you do, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Hello everybody. My name is Peter, and I'm from Pixeleap, and I was one of the founders of the company. And we have been making games for about 5 years now, but Battlesouls is our first really big game, and it's our first PC game. So we are really excited to actually get to launch it in a few days. My role in the company is practically almost everything, I guess. Like from doing the design, the production, to emptying the trash, to sweeping the floors, to doing the PR, doing the marketing, playtesting, all that kind of thing. I used to program a lot also, but now I don't have time for that anymore. So the two other guys, they handle that. So we are 5 people in the office working on Battlesouls, and you work with some freelancers all around the world, and it's about 5-6 people. So I think all in all 10 people, something like that, is involved in this production.
That's good. That's a decent sized independent developer. It's funny because I've spoken to a number of other independent developers, and like they often have the same, where you have multiple roles in one go.
Yeah. But that's the only way to do it, like, for us.
It's money saving.
Yeah, it is. And also, sometimes it's also more fun to do different stuff than only do one thing.
Well, and it's your baby, so you want to do as much of it as you can, in the way that you want it to be done. So what did you do before you were doing Battlesouls? Is there anything people might have played or?
Yeah, sure. We actually used to do mobile games before, so you probably won't have played it. Maybe you have. I'm not sure, but they were semi-popular, but not super popular. I think the best one we did was called Wacky Dragons. And it's iPhone only, so you can't play it on Android. You have to have an iPhone for it.
I don't do Apple.
No. That was before. Now we do Unity, so we can do all platforms. But way back then we used Xcode, so it was we did some like a memory game and a board game and a platformer, but it was all iPhone only. And then we did one memory game that was also on Android, I think, but now we kind of thought, we always wanted to do PC games, but like 5 years ago when we started, we'd like, okay, I had never made a game before. I used to work in transportation, and
that's quite a shift.
Yeah, so like, okay, we need to practice somewhere, and it was 2010. iPhone had just come out, Android was upcoming, and it felt like such a nice place to start, because on PC was still, you still needed to be a big company to make games there, but mobile was more open, at least at that time, to smaller developers, and we said, okay, let's start there. And then about 2 years ago, we thought, okay, let's try and make the shift. Let's try and make the PC games that we actually really want to make.
Cool. And so, is it more like, obviously you said you didn't work in games or development. Is it something you learned at college or university or whatever?
Yeah, I always liked games, and I always wanted to make games, but I had no idea how to do it. And when I finished high school, I was actually pretty tired of going to school.
Been there.
Yeah. So I ended up not going to university, and then I ended up taking a totally different education in transportation, where you're more of like a trainee. So you go there and work, and by working there, you get your education.
That's my type of learning.
Yeah, so that's what I did for a few years, and then suddenly there was a new education open up in Denmark, where you could learn to make games, but from a more practical standpoint than from the university standpoint. Think, okay, I'll do that. And it was 2.5 years, and I did that, and I started the company together with my partner Janice, who I met in school. Like we both wanted to make games, we wanted to make a company, so we kind of tried to start it while in school. Back then. So I guess I made maps and stuff like that for games before, like small maps for Warcraft, small maps for Counter-Strike. But never knew how to make actual games. And then this new education popped up, and like, okay, I'm gonna jump on it and check it out. And so we learned some basics about programming and how that thing works, and then we just started doing mobile games and tried to practice.
Hey, everyone's got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a clue how to do anything like that.
No.
Programming, I shut off.
But you could learn it.
I don't know.
I ended up learning it. But now I don't even program that much anymore. But some tools out there, you don't even have to program that much.
Yeah, and we've seen obviously a big surge in games with Unity and things like that being more accessible to your average developer like yourself. So yeah. So you said you've got a partner. Is that the person I met in the live stream, or is that someone else? The Morph Dude.
No, Morph Dude, he's our student worker.
Okay.
So he does all the levels.
Ah, okay.
So Morph Dude, he does level design, and maybe you've seen Randolph, that's my business partner. He's like the technical lead. And then there's Ferry Loose, he is the programmer we hired. And then there's Jernaban, he's our graphics trainee.
Okay.
So that's kind of the team in-house. And so we are 3 regular full-time, a trainee, and a student worker. Cool. And then we have the outsourcers, but I'm not sure if they play or not.
Yeah. No, I've played it a good few times. I played it for a few hours the other night. Cool. And I've got a few people to join me. And
yeah, I saw you in there.
It's a nice... Yeah, you killed me too. Thanks for that. But, so, talk me through why you chose Battlesouls as your concept.
Yeah, sure. I guess it was not at all a very straightforward process. We felt like we wanted to make PC game, and we felt like we always think that multiplayer is just way more fun than single player. Like, we love single player games, but we love even more to play with other people. And so we said, okay, we have to do something multiplayer. We have to do a game that we can play together, because we have a little different tastes. So it has to be very accessible, but you have to have the ability to become good at it if you keep playing. So we had to figure out some kind of mechanic that had some kind of depth to it, but also would be nice for a new player to use it, like the class switching. Like, if you don't know what you're doing, you can just switch around and just play different classes, have fun with that. But when you get really good at it and in time you're switching, you can actually use it very effectively, especially together with your team and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was playing it the other night with a guy I met through gaming, actually. He was very much into figuring out what works, what doesn't, how it works, when it works. Me, I just like to jump in and hope for the best.
Exactly. I know that.
So yeah, it's interesting. And just before I played Battlesouls, I actually played Paragon. And I'm, in all honesty, I've not been into MOBAs really. No. They've never really been my style. And when I thought, okay, I'll give Paragon a try. It was a free open thingamabob. Yeah. So I thought, oh, you know what, I'll give it a try. And the thing I found was the games were so long.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I played 2 matches and it took about an hour and a half.
Yeah. That's also something we talked about, actually, because I used to play a lot of MOBAs and still play some, and I know a match can take 20 minutes, but usually they can also take 40 or 50 minutes, and so I can't sit down and say, okay, I have like 15 minutes. What if the game takes 45 minutes? And so we said, okay, let's try and design a game where you can play for 10 to 15 minutes and actually have a fun experience about it. Like, we're very inspired by games like Quake and Unreal and Team Fortress 2. It's very fast-paced, and especially like Team Fortress 2, a little more casual, fast-paced, and just run in there, have some fun, throw some fireballs around, and get on with it, And
yeah, I have to admit, it's quite impressive. Some of the scenes that I got out of it, if standing one end of a bridge to the other side and just firing fireballs at each other like absolute crazy. It looks very impressive. Yeah. You know what actually would be really cool is a spectator mode.
Yeah, we actually do have one, but it's disabled at the moment because there were some very unfortunate bugs with it. So if people join spectate and then join the match again, it got pretty messy. But it's there, so it's a question of time before it will be back in.
That's good, because I just think that would look awesome. Commentating on a match with fireballs just flying.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. That would be really great. But it's there, but it's disabled at the moment.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah. What made you choose the art style that you've gone for?
I guess we're huge Blizzard fans, and also just anything hand painted. We just think that's such a cool style, and I think we like stuff that's a little bit toony or chunky, or that doesn't take itself too seriously but still looks kind of epic. So we try to go for that hand painted fantasy look, and also we think it's kind of a timeless style.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, when I first saw it, it reminded me of a game I never got to play because I was sadly, bitterly disappointed by EA.
Yeah.
It was a game called Ultima Forever, which was based on the Ultima series that originally started with Origin, but it only came to Apple, and then they shut it down before it, even despite promising PC version and Android version. So I never actually got to play it, and it's actually this paladin-y kind of warrior guy you've got with the armor. I looked at it and thought, whoa, like that looks like
that's
the
guy.
artwork. Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, it's the style. It's not, you know.
Yeah, so a lot of it was we really like that style, and another little part of it was also that it's more durable on our budget to do an art style like this. We don't have to have the hyper realistic, and we don't have to have all the bump maps and the spec maps and all that kind of thing. We can do like more straight up hand painted stuff.
Oh yeah. I suppose in modeling isn't as, you don't need to get realistic movements as much and whatnot.
So. And another thing we also try to care much about is also the performance, and this a little more low poly style is also way better for low end computers to actually in the game. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it makes it more accessible. Cool. And who did the art? It's actually been going around a bit. Like we have our own art trainee here. He does some of the art. And then we hired some freelancers. First, someone here in Denmark who did a lot of the artwork for the game, a company called Second Studio.
Cool.
And then we hired a company in Estonia called Fox 3D, and they're actually handling almost all the art now.
Okay.
For the 3D part, the 3D and the texturing, and for the 2D, like the UI and stuff like that, we're using a company in Thailand called Flip Inward.
Okay.
And they do a lot of the 2D stuff, the icons, the portraits, all that kind of stuff.
Awesome. So on screen, you won't be able to see it, but people who are watching this will see this splash screen where you can click play in shop and everything. And that's the kind of artwork I really like. I love it. Cool. Obviously, people love the realistic games, like, you know, that have ultra realism look to them. But this also brings that nostalgia feel that, you know, it's great.
Yeah, I think it's for us it was very personal. We really like the styles. We said, okay, it's our game, we're gonna do this style. That's what happens.
Yeah, I think, you know, there's a lot of developers out there that bow a lot to the people who play the game, and I can get it if it's been a Kickstarter program, etc., where you've asked them, but you guys have launched this and you've done it, you know, I'm assuming you've had feedback, etc., etc.
We have. And we're still getting feedback.
But what I mean is, if you launch a Kickstarter basically from scratch and you continue to say, we'll listen to you, but then don't listen, that's a different story. You guys have come out with this and you're hoping for feedback on how it plays, etc. But this is a game you guys wanted.
Yeah, exactly. But we still, like, we've been trying to be very open, and we still actually really want people to tell us what they like and don't like about the game. Obviously, we can't change the art style because it's
a part
there.
of the game.
Yeah. But a lot of the gameplay stuff, we're really open to changing that, and we hope people will use the forums on Steam to talk about it and discuss it, because for us it's like we would know what we want, but we are also only 5 people here, you know. We really want to hear from people. Obviously we can't change the art style, but there's a lot of things we can change and balance.
I don't think people would want you to change the art style, to be honest, because it works.
Hopefully not.
I did send in some feedback.
Yeah, you did.
And but it was mostly, it wasn't so much about changing the game, it was more about little things that most likely would come anyway, I would think, actually.
Yeah, and usually it's the little things, like, okay, if we could just tweak this thing and that thing, you know, and then it'll, like we changed yesterday, the patch yesterday was one of the projectiles from the pirate, when you right click with her, it would just explode in front of you if you didn't lean back. Now you can actually just lean a little bit and it'll fly. So these small quality of life tweaks to the skills that just makes them feel a little bit better, and I think stuff like that also just makes the game more enjoyable, like moment stuff. And
on that, we're now on version 0.3.5.6736.
Yeah, that's the one.
It sounds like the barcode off of, I don't know, Dark Angel or something.
Yeah.
But I'm going to show people the shop.
Yeah.
If that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Do it.
So, obviously, you've mentioned already that to myself, and I mentioned it on the stream, that the game is going to be free to play.
Yeah.
And people aren't silly. They know you will have to make some money somehow.
Yeah, somehow. Yeah.
Yeah. So some of the ways you have chosen is what we see here is kill effects. Can you tell me a bit about them? Because I've got a rest in peace with gems around it, and I've got a cake with tangerine and strawberries on it.
Yeah. So the idea behind the kill effects, like we wanted to, of course, make money in some ways so we can keep developing the game. That's kind of the goal of the whole thing, you know. So we thought about, okay, how are we going to do that? And one thing we talked about was actually to do skins for the characters. We might still do skins, but the problem right now is that you change your character a lot. So the value of a skin for one character is a little less in this game than it is in other games, you know.
Okay.
So we were thinking, okay, can we do some new fun stuff that's kind of a social thing? Like if I play with other people, I can show off some funny things, but still have it have an effect no matter which character I am.
Okay.
So kill effects was one of those. Like if I kill you and you turn into a cake with balloons and a funny horn that goes or something like that when you die.
So instead of just collapsing on the ground as you do.
Yeah, so actually
cake appears.
You collapse, and when you hit the ground, poof, you turn into a cake, or you turn into a tombstone. And it's actually quite funny when you run around in the game, and we thought that was a funny way to express yourself. Like that's another way of like customization to show off that you, to the people that you just killed, that I got you because you turned into a cake. And like we also do the thing where we show your name on their screen when, like if you kill me, it will say Dusty Monkey, and it will show your profile picture. And so that's also a thing. We also sell some of the profile pictures if you want to show off something cool. Like you unlock some of them by leveling, but also you can buy some if you want, like a flag or something.
Yeah, like right now I've got a pacifier.
Yeah.
Or a dummy, as we call them in Scotland.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, I'm looking at the things. The two, you got the cake and the rest in peace. So I'm assuming the tombstone appears and there's a
it shakes up and there's some bats that flies off it, and but it's hard to see in the shop that the bats are there, but they are.
Cool. And then you've got portraits, so that's what you were just talking about, the different things.
Yeah.
Like that end up where the dummy or pacifier.
Yeah, exactly. So you have all these kind of portraits. Some of them you unlock, some of them you can buy for real money, and then there's a frame around them. And the frame ggets prettier and prettier the higher level you become in the game.
Ah, right, okay, that's cool. I did notice one thing.
Yeah.
There's no Scottish flag.
No, it's coming. Well, I actually ordered it.
Okay.
But it's like, there's so many flags, but as people are starting to request them, they will get there. So cool. The next thing we have New Zealand, Australia, and Scotland are the next 3 flags, and then we'll see what people request, and we'll put in some more flags.
Quite good. You put the European flag.
Yeah.
Does that, and you've got the British flag. But yeah, no, that's cool. And I did actually notice at that moment when you killed me viciously in that last game I played, that you had a flag next to your name, and I thought, oh, he's got a flag.
Yeah, I got the Danish flag.
Yeah. So I'm just showing people the experience. So, going on about experience, just to ask about that.
Sure.
Do you intend, as well as the portraits? I'm looking at. I've got the rock and I've got the pacifier.
Yeah.
Then next is Sprout at level 10. Do you intend for leveling to have any other effects?
Right now we don't, but something we really want to do with the game is I would like to see a ranked mode in the game or something like that.
Okay.
So it would be cool if we get to put matchmaking in, that we could sort of make that behind the leveling cap, so when you get there, people have a certain experience before they enter ranked mode to like give a good experience.
Okay.
But I think that would be it. Like right now it unlocks portraits and it unlocks the frames. And that's kind of it right now.
Okay.
When we get around to doing a ranked mode, I think you have to get to a certain level to go into ranked to make sure that the people who play on ranked have fair. Certain experience playing the game. Yeah.
Okay. And in terms, I'm gonna go to. If I click, no, I'll try it. I'm clicking quick pay so I can show off the characters. Are you intending adding any new characters? Is there more in the works?
Yeah, there is. We have right now we have one character the art is done, animation and the effects are done for him, and we've planned him, but he's not programmed yet. Like the two programmers are super swamped just getting the game ready for launch. But I expect him to be in the game within a month of launch.
Okay.
Because we need to program him in and then test a little bit, balance him a little bit before releasing. But he's more like this shaman character. He's more of a tanky support kind of character. Okay. Like right now, there's only really the druid girl who's the support, and we wanted to add more support play to the game. So he's she's very squishy, but has a powerful heal. We want him to be a little stronger, but have some heal, but use it in a slightly different way. And like he has a little more crowd control as well. And but I hope to have him in within a month of launch. But it depends, how does the launch go? How much time do we have? All that kind of stuff. But he's there, and then we have a 7th character that's in design, more of a long-range character. Cool. And then when those two are in, I think we need to look at how the game has evolved and what's the meta and how people playing it and what character is the next one we're going to do. Yeah. But we want to keep adding characters. And
do you intend on adding, I don't know, maybe possibly costumes or...
Yeah, like I said earlier...
Variations of skill through spells or attacks.
Possibly not the variation of the spells, because we talked about it, but we really want you to be able to see, okay, that spell that's coming at me right now, that's a fireball, or that's something else, like you can recognize them. But like I mentioned, we want to do skins, but they're not our first. It's not our first priority to do them, because I think they will have a little smaller value in our game because you change your class so much. So you need 3 skins for a loadout to be complete. So, for example, we're doing the pets because they will follow you. They will follow you around no matter what character you are, and they will dance when you kill someone and have a little celebration and stuff like that. So I think those are gonna be super funny as well to have in the game.
Yeah, and mentioning pets, I forgot. Now, going back to the shop, you've got bundles. Will that be like bundle of portraits, a bundle of kill effects?
I think we'll do something like, so there's a kill effect, there's a pet, and maybe there's some emotes or something like that, try to bundle some stuff together, so if you buy all those together, you'll get a discount.
Cool. And pets, so you're just talking about pets, they're going to follow you around. Are they going to have effects that, they might heal you, or are they going to do damage, or?
No, they're actually purely cosmetic.
Okay.
So they will run around with you, and they will dance, and they will like celebrate when you kill someone, and they will be sad when you lose the game, or celebrate when you win the game, and so they have like 10 different animations they can do. And so I think they're more like a comic relief, and it's fun it's actually surprisingly fun to kill someone and then have your pet dancing over their body and then run off with you, and I hope it's gonna be fun anyway.
That one of these things that often happens with free-to-play games is people worry, will whatever the pay options are, will it affect the game? And so far, everything you said will affect the game in a cosmetic value.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, there won't be any. You can't buy any advantages. Like that was really important to us, because we really hate that, and it's actually a question we get a lot. So I also had to do a post about it on the Steam forum, talking about what are the different purchases, what are they going to do, how they're going to work, because it's also important to us to say, hey, it's not pay to win, because that's not fun. Nobody likes that. We just want a fun game we can play with our friends, and like it also comes down to, we really want it to be accessible. So if you call your friend up and say, hey, I played this game, you want to try it out, he goes in and checks it out and says, if I don't spend $100, I can't play. Nobody likes that. So, we want people to just be able to jump in and be on the same level.
It's based on your skill rather than what you own. Next thing would be maps. There's currently 2 maps.
3. We're actually up to 3 now.
3. Yeah. And that's Sky Tower?
Yeah, Sky Tower is the newest one. Okay. And then there's hillsides, and then there's forts.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, and I hope for the patch on Tuesday we will have the 4th map ready.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so we're testing it right now. We don't have a name for it yet. But I think that'll be the 4th map, so that we will have 4 maps ready when we launch into the open beta on Thursday.
Is that of a similar theme, or?
Yeah, it's all the same. It's all in the same tile set, or what you would call it. Like it's the forest theme. We had to decide pretty early on, because we changed the art style, I think 2 times during the development of the game, or like greatly improved it. Like and then we came to a point where okay, we can get fewer assets that look really good, or we can get more assets that don't look as good. Okay. So we actually had a different theme planned for levels as well, but we had to cut that out. Okay. In order to get more stuff for these levels. So I hope that when we get a little further along, we'll have time to actually do like another theme, like a winter theme or something.
Yeah, I can imagine a really good winter theme actually.
Yeah, we have all the concepts for it, but we simply haven't had the time to develop the assets for it.
And getting to Steam, did you go through the green light process?
No, we didn't. We were totally lucky. I met a guy who knew a guy, and he put us in contact, and we got a chance to pitch to him, tell him about the game, and try to make a case for why it would be a good fit for Steam. And luckily, he agreed, and he kind of put us on there.
Wow!
Outside of Greenlight, yeah. So that was kind of amazing. Like I think it was really lucky, but we're just happy that it happened.
Yeah.
So because then we didn't have to worry about that part of it.
Yeah.
But I think that was more luck than anything. But we're just happy about it.
Cool. And how long have you had the game planned for? So, how long have you been on Steam before launch?
We got on Steam in September, I think.
Okay.
That's when we gained the access anyway.
Okay.
And started letting a few people in, and then we really turned it up here in January, letting a lot of people in.
Yeah. I mean, I found you through Evolve Terminal.
Yeah.
Which is a very useful site for those who make content. They can apply for codes for various games. It's always exciting when you get a code for a game because it's fun to try out. Which is quite a lot of what my channel is this kind of trying out new games. So
yeah.
And what I've found really good actually is like the last couple of times I played yourself and the Morph Dude or Hans, is that his name?
Yeah.
Hans.
Yeah,
I've appeared out of nowhere, usually killed me, and then said I've got to go now. Bye.
Yeah.
So, thanks, but it's great to see developers taking the time to join in.
Cool. Yeah.
So that's been really good and appreciated as well.
Cool. I'm glad to say because we love playing our own game, and it's just fun for us when there's actually someone else playing it. We want to jump in there and hang out with them and try to get like your guys' opinion on the game as well. Because we really want to make it better. Like we've been working on this for 18 months now, and it will be really sad for us to launch it and then nobody likes it. And so we're really trying to listen to what are people saying and try to improve on it. So it's just actually fun to play it with other people than ourselves.
Cool. No, I mean, to go from a mobile game to a game on the PC, I suppose is quite a big thing.
Yeah,
a lot of companies are going the other way just now.
Yeah, and that's where we think our chances. We're running the other way, so that maybe there's some room for us.
Yeah. And then and because you've got games like Battleborn and Paragon, which are MOBAs coming out, they're bigger titles by big studios. But at the same time, they're a lot more money.
Yeah.
And so you've got something like this, which what I like about this is things I've found with those other kind of games is they make things so complex.
Yeah.
With card systems, upgrading cards.
That's my opinion
as
well.
Lost
like,
me.
I've checked some of them out, but it's like I don't even know what's going on.
You can't just pick it up. You can't just say, let's just play this. I've never done it, let's play it. I mean, I really had to concentrate on Paragon.
I agree. Like, I love hardcore games, and I play some of them. I played like 2,000 games of League of Legends or something like that. But you really have to commit to it to learn it. And like for now, that's also one of the reasons we made this game. We wanted a game where you could actually just pick it up and play it because. Sometimes you want to commit to something hardcore, sometimes you just want to play something in between all those games. And we're hoping that's where we fit, because we are a small company making a small game, and like Overwatch, Battleborn, Paragon, all the big ones, of course they're going to get more players than us, But we feel like we are offering kind of a different experience. Like we are offering the maybe kind of the TF2 experience in this setting, where it's a little more casual, it's a little more fast-paced, and you just have some
jump
fun
in
with
and jump out.
Yeah, exactly. Jump in, jump out. Don't sit around, wait 10 minutes for matchmaking. shoot some fireballs, change your class if you don't like it, you know, and then if you want to get good at it, you can really coordinate with your team, and you can go that extra mile if you want to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what we're trying to hit.
I know, and I think you are going to, because let's just put it this way: if I can pick up the game and, you know, survive longer than like a minute, then it's got to have some kind of simple play to it.
Off to a good start.
Yeah, because generally I suck at games, especially new ones. But you know, the fact that I can jump in and just get into it quite quick is a good thing, because it's simple, it's easy to do, and you know, you're finding a lot of games with having children, I have to stop and start, kids running around, etc. And what's good is because it's quite quick and quite simple, there's no penalty to, oh damn, I've got to quit right now, you know.
No.
Yeah, a lot of games that penalise you because you've got a life outside of games.
Yeah, exactly. That's also one thing. It works in some games, but that's also something we were looking at, like, if you gotta go, then go, because we'll just put someone else on the server, and then they can keep on playing, you know.
Yeah, I love that the games are basically continuously running, and you don't have to wait for other players. You can play bots.
Yeah.
You know, and
even though they're not as good, but they'll get better, the bots.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was one of the feedback things I put in, is, you know, I'd like to see bots that change to the different classes.
As soon as we have time, we'll get on it. Like, we have the longest to-do list, and we're literally, there's 2 programmers, and they're just working their asses off, and we just look forward to actually launching the game, because then we can get around to working on that to-do list.
And it'll also open it up, you know, to a lot more people.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, you know, Steam can push it saying brand new free-to-play game, etc.
That's also one of the things we need. Like, we need more concurrent players, you know, and that's one thing that's going to be great after the launch. It gets much more accessible. Right now, you need to get a key from us to play it, so it's a quite big barrier to entry.
Well, you know, we've been chatting now for half an hour already.
Cool.
Which is quite long. I've got one last question.
Yeah,
what is your favourite character?
My favourite character, I think it's Rosita the pirate.
Yeah, I love the things she comes out with. They're pretty cool.
I love all her little comments and the pegged leg, and she's moving around there, and then she just has like this monstrous cannon you can just shoot people with, and I think the whole combination of that is just awesome. Yeah,
you know, and I mean, my favourite character is actually a combination of 2. It's the druidy girl that you see on the splash screen, and the wizard guy. I'm just trying to remember their names.
Yeah, Camille, for the druid girl, and
Barus
for the Barus,
they're probably my favourite combination. And I love that the druids. I didn't actually learn this until the live stream I did the other day. The druid heals.
Yeah, she does.
I didn't. She does. I accidentally fired it towards a big group of bots.
Yeah.
And that's when I was, wait, there's green writing coming up. What's going on?
I'm healing people. And doing good stuff.
Yeah. I didn't realise it was just damage.
I think she's really fun as well, because also she has the right click where you can like rocket jump with her lightning bottle there. And
you caught me out with that a few times.
All kind of ledges, and
you definitely caught me out with a few times in that. But anyway, thank you for chatting to me.
Cool.
You know, and just to let you know, the game is launching on the 12th, which is a week yesterday.
It's just Thursday. So if today's Friday, there's 6 days until launch.
Yeah.
And it's I guess you're on GMT.
Yeah, +1.
Are you +1?
Yeah, because it's summer, apparently.
Okay. Yeah, cool. So what's the time right now?
4:30.
Okay, it's 5:30 here.
Oh.
So it will be 6 o'clock for you on Thursday. The game goes live.
Cool. Well, what I'll try and do is I'll try and do a live stream that night. Probably not till later, as I said, the children.
Yeah.
But I'll try and do a live stream.
That's cool.
And, you know, as you probably already know, feel free to come in and kill me.
Yeah, but ping me when you do it, because then I can also retweet it and tell people about it.
Yep, I'll include you in all the tweets and whatnot, and I'll get some.
If you have time tomorrow, we're trying to do like a big stress test of the whole system, and if you have some friends you want to bring in,
cool.
Let me know. I'll send you some keys, because we want to try and get as many people in tomorrow as we can, and your time. It'll be around noon, like around 12 o'clock or something.
I'll be working.
Oh no, it won't be. Sorry, it won't be. It will be 9 in the evening. I was thinking US time. It'll be 9 p.m.
Oh, yeah, okay. No, I won't be working then.
Cool. So if you have time, show up. If you don't, it's fine. But if you have the time,
I've still got a few codes left. So if anyone does want, I'm going to do this. Put out this interview today.
Yeah.
Cool. Hopefully as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks for chatting to me, Peter.
Yeah, it was great.
Funky Luff, as you're also known as.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in game.
Yeah, we will.
And good luck with the launch.
Thank you very much.
And the stress test. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed that video, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe.